Go side by side in his mirror. He's playing with the bottom here. Stay with the bottom. Big wreck in your mirror. Big wreck in your mirror. Oh no! Oh my God! That looks awful.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Tarnation TV is live on the YouTube machine. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday evening here at ASR, which stands for All Stars Racing. Fully loaded server again for you tonight. I'm showing 37 people connected, 2 of them being us. So we're almost at capacity, so this is going to be another awesome race. This is race number 3 for the All-Star Racing Premier Superspeedway Series, and of course it's Talladega. RTG version 4. The widened pit road version comes in handy. My name's Blaine Donlin, joined by the one and only Rod Weston. Good evening, sire. How are you?
Hello. We're off again at ASR again. What a point shakeup we had from the first week. Greg Palmer won the race. I believe it was Garland that got second. And we look at the points this week, and Randy Waugh stands on top. He has not even won a race yet. Neither has Doug Hillick or Billy Eiser in the top 3 in points right now. So, that's pretty cool to see them guys up there. Well, hopefully they can keep going. Love it. Having a great time with these guys. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun watching them guys race, and got a few new cars out there tonight too. So we'll just see how it all plays out tonight, and we'll have a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah, man, there's some really cool car paints too. I love browsing around on the track to see what these guys are up to, and it's always cool to see what they're doing. But we got about 5 minutes left in practice session here. We'll do some qualifying, and then we'll get green flag racing. Let's see, where's our sponsor page?
Bryant
Maybe I did not. Yeah, we do obviously have to thank the sponsors. Yeah, massive thank you to ASR for having us in to do the live broadcast, and of course Bryant Motorsports for sponsoring the whole thing.
Last week it wasn't quite as many cars. I forget what it was. I think somebody said something about they thought it was football was on or something like that. So we only had just around a little over 25 cars. The first week we had 35, and as you said, right now currently we are at that mark. So and we've got a few new drivers. I see Josh Metallic's out of there from RTG. RJ Cabana's here tonight.
There's just a few different RTG guys out there today, actually. Yeah, Wesley's out there. I think Dante's in here. Dante actually missed the race on Thursday at RTG.
Yeah, and he was our last week's winner, so, moved up. He didn't get up into the top end point, but he is currently 5th, about 8 points out. So, I mean, it's not obviously with only 2 races down, it's not a big points, gap. And just depending on how this race unfolds tonight, we could see a pretty good shakeup again. But eventually it'll kind of calm down, and it'll get down to where you'll have a few guys up there, and hopefully, it'll be a good tight battle all the way to the end.
Yeah, speaking of points, I just forgot to put the points screen together, so I'm just doing it now in behind the scenes, and we'll see what that looks like. Okay. Very professional. It's funny how there's so many things on deck to get set up for these things, and I forgot the most important piece of the puzzle.
Currently, right now, they're out there qualifying, so that'll take them a few minutes. But, as you showed up there, we got ASR tonight. Monday night, something totally different for us. We're going to be doing a open speedway. Larry Rubenstein reached out to me and wanted us to, see about doing it. We've been talks with them for a little bit, so that's going to happen. And coming, unfortunately, Monday. We didn't have RV there yet last week. Blaine had some things that he had to take care of, so we couldn't do it. And this week, once again, we won't be doing it again as well because, well, we'll be broadcasted for Open Speedway. So, and then pretty soon, coming along in March, we get back at Maverick. We do have one 1st of February that we're going to do on a Wednesday night for TMP. That's a little something special. We just want to hook up with these guys, try it out with them, just see how it works out, and maybe get us something more else to do. Like, we need more nights to broadcast stuff. You know?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, like Mondays are exciting because it's Open Speedway. We've never done anything with them before, but they do run the IROC 90. So the International Race of Champions 1990 mod with the CTS physics. We're going to Hillside and Dragonette 2007. Those two tracks, doubleheader. Two really cool tracks. And the cool thing with the IROC mod, if you sign up for that race, they'll just make you a car because they have a template. Yeah. So they'll give you a color, they'll put your name on the side just like they do in the real life IROC. So
they've made me one, they've made you one.
Did they?
Yeah.
Gonna have to drive it.
They made us up a cars. And to be interesting, I think that is going to be I think they kind of do like a championship at the end of the month. And then they'll start back up the next month. So we've got to do broadcasts for them. So it'll be the end of January, end of February, and end of March. Right. Last Monday we'll be doing theirs. And current points leader, I understand, Chris Elliott is the points leader over there. So it'll be interesting to see if he can walk away with the championship.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat schedule they offered up. They want to do the last Monday the next 3 months, so that'll be cool because it'll change it up a bit, and it'll be fun to call that for those guys. But yeah, I think I've got the statistics figured out. Yeah, looks like it. So there you go. Randy Waugh up by 1 point. 2 guys tied for second.
Yep.
And yeah, there's the visual right there. So that's this is a crazy competitive points setup.
Yep.
They have a 5-point spread from first to second and a 3-point spread from second to third, but then every position after that is 1 point. So it's really tight.
And tonight, as they do every other week. So last week it was random qualifying. Robert Springs found himself on the pole. Tonight it is actual qualifying, and thus far Dante Ricci and on the pole with Ken Roberts on the outside, although they have about a few more minutes, things may change. But then Randy Waugh and Rodney Sullins, geez, I got to take a drink here, I guess. But so that, we're interested to see who beats who out of you and I. We don't have Brian Wolf in here yet. I'm not sure where he is, but he probably creaking along here pretty soon.
Yeah, that's strange that Brian obviously put this series together. Sometimes he's not able to make it, so this might be one of those days. I did shoot him a text a couple hours ago, and I do not believe that he got back to me. I'm just checking it now. Nope, no response from Brian, so something may have come up, but he's got a pretty tight-knit crew of administrators over here, so this thing will go off without a hitch no matter what. At least if you've got about 5 or 6 guys that kind of run a series, if a couple of them can't make it, you know it's still going to go. So we're going. With or without you, Brian. Wish you were here, though, because he's in the booth with us usually. He doesn't race on Saturday. Not in this series, anyway.
Not yet. He said he's going to try that the second season. But
what, Wibby? If we tune into Top Dragster right now, because he's live right now too, Andrew. Maybe Brian's racing over there. He just decided to go race a different league.
The Dante Ricci was able to take the pole. Ken Roberts on the outside. Randy Waugh, your current point leader, is going to start third. Rodney Sullins is fourth. Robert Breedlove is going to start fifth. Sixth is Nate Balzer. Seventh is RJ Cabana. Eighth is going to be Mark Paglia. And 10th is going to be Tim Knoxfer. I say that right?
Knofsker. You said it right, but you got it flipped. Knofsker.
And then 10, of course, the man, the myth, the legend in his own mind. The legend that is Ulysses Sandoval. So Grant Wesley is going to throw off 11th. Doug Hewlick, then Dave Little. I don't see my buddy here. I can't. Oh, yes, okay. He got clever this week. Okay, but anyways, Brian Rasson 14th, Denny Carroll, Chuck McClure Terry Bombard. He got smart this week after that and put his full name in the end of the thing. That's kind of fun. Stephen Brandsetter, Mike Mangialardi, Josh Metallic, that's another new one for us tonight. John Godfrey, Dennis McCarthy, Bobby Farrell, Billy Iser, Robert Spring, Dale Solinsky, ASR HUD. We do know his name. We told his name, but I don't know what that is.
I know it was Hudson. I just can't remember his first name.
Yeah. And then Dennis Chambers. Javier Negron's in the building tonight. Garland Oaks. And then Wayne Donnellan beat me. So that doesn't, for qualifying. Then we have David Chin, Greg Palmer. And then rounding out your top, the field tonight is Cody Lamas, who did not qualify tonight, which is interesting. Keep your eye on Cody Lamas making his way from the back.
Yeah, obviously the Panthers are not playing tonight. Right now we're just currently just watching live here at Happy Hour, so these guys are just doing a little practice before we go green, probably in about 5-10 minutes. So if you gotta go grab a beverage, let her rip. We're not green flag racing just yet. We could put on the drone cam and go for a fly around here. That's always fun to do.
Kind of interesting. You look at Breedlove's car tonight. Last week's car was a blue and kind of like whitish kind of car. Tonight, if he gets anywhere near Javier Negron, I don't know if they'll look the same because he's running the Sundrop car, which we usually see Javier Negron run. Something Sundrop. So we haven't seen Javier out there yet to see what his paint scheme looks like, but that's kind of a cool looking car.
Yeah, there's a lot of different paint schemes today. They reminded us to double check because a lot of guys updated their stuff.
Yeah, we got a few new guys. Robert Spring is out there, kind of an old school Kellogg's car. But we also have like Chuck McClure out there with a new car. He hasn't raced yet this season on Saturday night, so that'll be interesting to see him. Chuck's always a threat at these Superspeedways. To find out else, I forget who else had a new car in here. I think Dave Little has a different one from last week, but I'm not 100% sure. Mangialardi's car.
Little has a great looking car, yeah.
Yeah.
I got the speed on the free cam.
You gotta
cranked up.
You gotta make sure that camera stays above that track.
It's pretty funny. Get her underneath the track just to see what everything in the subterranean levels are looking like.
Yeah.
You do definitely need to change the speed on this. Once I get it going too quick and it's a little bit nauseating. There, that's a little bit better. So,
looking into the chat, we heard from, I'm not sure who that is, but giving out some weird pictures. What do they call emojis? Randy Waugh, a message at Corey, trying to tell Corey that you trying to tell Corey that he's got to go find the keys to the pace car because Corey Waugh is going to be driving the pace car tonight.
Yep.
And we got Alton. I hope I'm saying that right. Alton.
Yep.
Alton Sullen. He was our pace car driver for the first race of the season. He's here rooting on his boy Rodney, one of the world's greatest painters. And of course, Mackenzie Weston, the little stalkers there. She's always on there, kind of stalking us around everywhere we go. So.
Well, she said too, she was thinking of getting in on the Are We There Yet games.
Yeah, I got to get her computer finished first, but she wants to try it. We'll get it for her, get it to her, and we'll get her to play around with it and see what she can do. We got to get back to that. We goofed around just a little bit, Milt, Robert, and I on that snow map. We didn't really go, we weren't trying to get ahead too far or whatever. But I happened to see something on YouTube, so I had to watch it. And all I can tell you right off from the get-go is they didn't make it like the first map where, you get, you got some tricks and stuff you got to get around, but, relatively easy. No, they make it difficult right from the get-go.
Oh, yeah, they're not messing around, eh?
They ain't messing around. You get up on that, there's one bridge that you hit, real short, real easy, still simple, and you get to this other bridge. It's long, probably the longest bridge so far that we've ever seen. And there's a
to try to navigate?
Yeah, so it's super long.
Wow, okay.
And it's not straight. It's not straight by any means. But that's not the hard part about it. Is the blizzard comes in, Next thing you know, if you are on right next to the side and you're not prepared for it, when that blizzard comes in, you're off the edge because the wind blows you right off.
Interesting, because we had forest fires in the other one, so that'll be pretty fun.
Yeah.
No fires here at Talladega, though. There's no trees.
The biggest problem we had was we just goofed around trying to get across the bridge. There's an opening. The boards won't reach across it. There's no way. And we made it. Very unorthodox, but we made it.
Yeah, there's always a way.
We didn't technically make it across the bridge as much as we ended out dropping it. I mean, and you're way up there. We ended out having to hook to the drop it down, hook to the side, drop it down, hook to the side, drop it down, and then get it down to the ground so we can get up around. It'll be interesting to see what we come up with when we get there, but
that will be fun. Yeah, the snow map looks cool. By the time we get to the snow map, there'll be another one.
Probably.
Just checking out Robert's paint scheme here. He's driving the same paint scheme he was driving in the Aero series. That's pretty cool. Classic looking Mountain Dew setup. Again, these guys got about a 2 minute warning left here in practice before we go green.
I don't
know that when it comes to the qualifying, how they do the lottery and then they'll actually run the qualifying. I think like running the qualifying is always a favorite, I think, like for me, but the lottery just, it's hectic sometimes with the lottery, especially in a huge field, because then you've got guys who are up front who don't want to be up front.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's how I kind of feel about it is I've never been one to qualify. I'm always kind of, as I've always said, I'd like to just stay around, kind of, stay in the draft, but just stay kind of, just hang with them and try not to, get into trouble or lose the draft. Right. And then till the end, some of these guys, they just want to run up front all night long. That's the neat thing, but it's also kind of cool how that happens. Guys like, I'm not going to say you could never do it, but, Robert will tell you that Robert Spring will say that, he is not the greatest qualifier. Last week, Lotto put him on the pole. And he used it well. He ran up front for a little bit, kind of went back, worked his way back to the front. But unfortunately for him, at the closing of the race, he got caught up in something that, he had nowhere to go, and he got caught up in somebody else's mess. I don't think it took him out of the race completely, but it, really took him out of either, having a good top 10 and possibly winning.
Yeah, that's the thing. But, that's the great thing about these different leagues. No two leagues are exactly the same. Like even on Monday, we're going to have to learn a whole new rule book.
Yeah. And, they, like I said, they do we talked about, they do 2 races, and it's definitely going to be unique.
Just taking a look around inside the ride here of Rodney Sullins. He's done some crazy things he's been digging in deeper to the templates here. Now, he tells me there's some Easter eggs in some of these cars, but I haven't been able to find. He's got the roll bars painted in this one. Seat cushions. I wonder if the stuff under the hood that's hidden under the hood. His hood flaps have 38s.
He's putting the sponsorship in there on. He's got the seat painted,
Yeah. He's got a black rifle thing under the hood.
Well, what was it that you looked in somebody's car? I think it might have been Ken Roberts, where he had the steering wheel actually painted.
Yeah, that would be cockpit view. So if I switch that right here to cockpit, right now I'm in the cockpit, but I'm in free cam. So there's Rodney's camo red steering wheel. It's hideous.
Huh.
But yeah, he says he's put hidden some stuff. Oh, and he's even got the Redline Media logo on you can't really see it on the steering wheel itself. But anyway.
That's crazy.
The never-ending...
Drivers, to your cars.
The never-ending... Yeah.
Ready to go green.
They are ready to go green, yep.
You need to let yours run out, remember.
Oh, yeah.
As what would Rodney say? Rodney, make Rod go live. Brian would say.
Man, I keep getting stuck in the track today. What's going on here? All right. As we wait for everybody to get rolling here, we'd like to thank everybody, of course, for watching on the internet, the YouTube live feed. As we can't do this without viewers, and people seem to like what we're doing. So thanks everybody for watching. Of course, thanks again to ASR for having us. David Chin and all the boys over there, Brian Wolf for putting it all together, and of course the sponsor, Bryant Motorsports Auto Sales, because it's great that people want to pay us for this. It's awesome.
Keith Martinez, 1612 says, check my helm.
Who's that?
It's on the chat.
Okay. Oh, I got it all lined up to do that, and I messed it up.
He's not out here in a car. He's very usually out there in the New York Yankees. Yankee.
So he's asking, let me see here.
Kenzie wants to know if she's driving tonight. Well, you're not driving tonight. Corey Waugh is our pace car driver for tonight.
Yes, he is. And to make sure that Corey Waugh knows that he's the driver, we got to make sure to put his name up there. Thank you very much to Sir Waugh, driving the Chevrolet Camaro, maybe? I don't know what these cars are.
Yeah, you
there
got
it is. Of course, he'll be watching and rooting for Dad in the 21, Randy Waugh, starting back there in what, second row, I think?
And Kenzie's got to go back and watch last week's race where she was driving the pace car. So.
Yeah.
As always, Randy Waugh's out there in that Crimson Tide.
Who wanted to see the helmet? Who was that?
It says in the chat there, East Martinez 1610. Check my helmet.
Kenneth Martinez. Oh, okay. Well, who is that, though? Because everybody's screen name is different.
That I can't help you with.
The only Kenneth I see out there is Ken Roberts.
Mm-hmm. Pace car Corey Waugh drives down Pace Pit Road now. Remember, we're at Talladega. You have to get through the triangle before they go green.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? Ken Roberts on the high side with Rodney Sellens behind him. Or Dante Ritchie with Randy Waugh back there.
Oh, wow, I thought my game was going to crash, and it didn't.
Very good. Ooh. Dante got a better start, but they make kind of a bump fest up there in the front. And Rodney Sellens got the back of Ken Roberts. Nate Balzer was right behind him. He kind of got into the back of him, and it just slowed Balzer down, and it slowed that whole outside line down pretty hard. Let's see, Tim Oxford and Grant Wesley had pulled up from the bottom line up behind Rodney Sellens, just in front of Balzer, and that's going to get that high line wound up. Let's see who leads this first lap, because that high line is coming, and they're coming fast.
33 cars started the race tonight. We had 37 connected to the server. I guess a couple missed. Looks like it's going to be Dante Ricci in the 84.
Barely did it. Give it a chance to get that high side wound up. Now remember, we always talk about that. The inside line always seems to get into the corner a little better.
There it is. There's the move to the outside by Dante, because he knows it's going to shift.
Yeah.
He's done this before.
Oh, yes. Last week's winner, I mean, you'll see him run up there all night long, as long as it, just works out for him, and he doesn't get caught, because sometimes we have pit stops, people don't pit, he gets caught back a little bit, but always seems to work his way right back up towards the front. Third line forming on the high side, very high side there. Started. Didn't go anywhere, but it started forming up.
Some days it's right away. Some days we're 3 wide on the first lap, and
yep.
Other times guys just sort of settle in there.
Doug Helix up there, he's got Chuck McClure behind him. They're trying to, let's see, Brian Rosson, Steve Brandsetter, Josh Metallic. All of them guys are on that high side trying to get that thing going. They're starting to get a little momentum going, but
Oh, no.
We got smoke.
There is a lot of damage to a lot of cars. We just had the big one.
I'd love to see it.
Holy moly.
Dave Little made a wicked
Oh.
move to get through that.
Wow.
What happened there?
That ripped up a lot of cars. We'll back that up and check it out. We had a different angle on the camera there. He went back to look at Metallic. It was kind of in the middle of that. Take a look-see here.
Somewhere up near the front.
Oh, it was the front. It was Dante. Got spun around from the front row.
Junk.
Just a bump gone wrong, probably.
Yeah, from Roberts. Pushing into the corner. Like, these guys, this is how they do it. That's weird. Maybe a little bit of an internet hop, you know, because they do that all the time and there's never an issue.
You want to see a good view, you got to take probably I'd say a rear chase view of Dave Little going through that mess. He did hit a few cars, but just clipped them.
Okay. And we'll check out Dave. He's in the 083. No, 083.
Oh, 083, yeah. Andy Waugh was able to get back because remember these guys also race back. He was able to get a lap led, which will help him out in his points endeavor.
Wow, I was on the nose cone of Little just to make it more dramatic, and it definitely was crazy.
Just kept pointing and clicking and just went right through the whole mess.
Yeah. Okay, let's get a different angle here for Little, because it was definitely a right side spoiler cam. Let's do this. We'll slow it down when the wreck starts happening.
Dave Little also stays out so that he can lead that lap. Randy Waugh pitted, but Dave Little, Brian Rasson, Dennis Chambers. Oh, Rodney Sullen's car is beat up. ASR Dave Chin stayed out. Rodney Sullen stayed out, hoping that maybe he could lead a lap. Rodney Sullen's car is pretty beat up.
Yeah, Rodney looks like he was up there in the fence. Try to see if we can find him here. I can see him. I just got to get locked onto him. There he is.
I do not know if Little got any damage out of that, but I mean, that was a heck of a drive through that.
Yeah, it looked like he should have got damage, but just a little bit. Like you said, he might have just got some side damage.
He got into the wall. I had to.
Yeah, Rodney's
he had to get around
demolished.
the 08.
There's so many cars upside down, dude.
Yeah.
What's Palmer up to? Do I need to get on Palmer's car? I don't think Palmer hit anybody either.
I mean, you know, it's probably easier to say who wasn't involved.
Yeah, I think Palmer actually got through that with no damage. He did.
Who did?
Greg Palmer, we're going to take a look at it. Yeah.
Oh, no, he got hit just at the end. Spring just clipped. He almost made it all the way through that mess, and he just got clipped. At the very end of it, a spinning car.
Wow, Palmer! Everybody rolled by him. Every car that was on their roof was rolling in front of Greg Palmer. We need a cockpit view of that.
Wow.
What a heads up too, and he's in the back. Like, he's only got about not even 10 cars behind him, so he was hard on the brakes to slow that thing down, and so was everybody behind him. So he didn't get run over by anyone.
A little bit of mix-up.
Little bump there on Spring, but wow.
Trying to find out what happened on pit road.
So Palmer went from 27th to 10th.
So as our ASR hub was trying to go into his pit, our Garland Oaks was trying to come out of his pit. That spun Garland Oaks, and then Robert was coming in to get into his pit, and Garland was kind of in his way because he was spun around.
Okay, we'll back that up too then. Put it back in replay mode. A lot going on. Trying to keep track of everything.
Now the question is how many cars have survived out of that?
I don't know, yeah.
So far, only the 40 is out of the race.
Yeah, I mean...
That's Javier Negron, and then Ken Roberts is at one lap down. But you got Rodney Solons, Doug Hillock, Robert Spring, a bunch of cars that are kind of further back that have been hitting off and on. So I think Robert got too much damage, but he may have. He was involved at the end of that. Chuck LaCour's top of his car is all scratched up.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys rolling.
Look at the top of some of these cars. They're all scratched all up. They all roll around on their tops of their cars. Now we got people that are pitting. We have people pit just about every time. I think these guys that are now pitting, we should be going green. They're probably doing a last minute, trying to get fuel, trying to play the strategy. They can run a little bit farther than everybody else. Some of them are taking tires.
Still rolling.
Some took 2, some took 4, some took fuel only.
You just heard from Roddy there on the radio. Still rolling. So now it's a matter of it's rolling, but is the engine gonna hold? Is that an issue? You'd see the damage all over that car, the scratched off paint on the roof, and stuff like that.
The good news is that ASR doesn't make them run through a template after the race, because he wouldn't do any form of a template.
If he's running full speed right now, he's only running at 169 mile an hour. That's 10 to 12 mile an hour under average speed. So the roof is actually punched in on one end too.
Yeah.
Here comes Roberts out of the pits. He's going to join Rodney in the funny looking car contest.
Well, the only good thing of it, I guess, if there was anything good about it, it appears to be roof and back of the car damage. So the front end of it will push through the air. He might. I don't think he's got a car that's going to get out there and dominate and pull out front, pull away. But he might, if he stays in the draft and has cars around him, he might be all right.
That's the thing. Like, we've seen some crazy stuff. Like, we're looking at Robert's car right now, but the top of the car is definitely not flat anymore. The fins on the side of the car are all bent and twisted. They cut the trunk lid out. The car is not. The sides are all squashed. But we've seen, if you can get some assistance, sometimes those cars will still go.
Pace cars on pit road. Dave Little's our current leader right now.
Yep. And there you can see behind Dave Little, 3 or 4 cars behind him, that 22 of Palmer went from 27th place. Now he's in row 5. We're coming back out.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened there.
One more to green, they're going to hold it. Hold the field. Oh, I know why. Mackenzie just showed up with sandwiches.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah, they had to keep the yellow out. Because our booth is in turn 4, so she had to walk across the track.
Okay.
Safety first, people. We don't want OSHA coming after us.
We don't want her to spill our sandwiches either.
No, that's the sesame seeds on mine, I think. Was it? One sec.
Sure.
Yeah, sesame seeds are in the menu, yeah. I ordered Sesame seeds.
We'll try this again.
Dave Little's car is awesome. I love that paint job on that 83. Or the 083.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat looking rig.
There's something about color combinations. Like, I'm always looking for just cool color combinations. And red, white, and blue is always a good one. But then they kind of, they fade the blue a little bit. And it just looks cool.
Yeah. Sure who painted it, but they did a pretty good job of it.
And you got Wesley back there in the 3/8. I've always loved that thing. That just, again, when it comes to colors, the orange, the blue, the black, it's just a great design.
Yeah, the NOS Energy car is pretty cool.
It's too bad there's no trunk, but whatever.
Although it does look a little beat up. Corey drives his car back down pit road. We're going to try this again. Not sure what happened there to cause them to go one more lap, but see who just going to push who here, gets out the first, who gets the better start, then who's going to be able to do the good pushing from behind. Pretty even start out there. Randy Wall was a little bit behind him, but I think Dave Little got just a little bit better start.
So here we are, just the start of lap number 9. That crash, that soaked up a lot of laps.
Yes.
That was a big wreck, and they actually extended the caution. Oh, wow. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I have a limiter on my microphone. There's another wreck back there.
I was watching the battle up front here. Dave Little decided to go immediately right to the high side in front of Randy Waugh.
Actually, we race back here, don't we? I keep forgetting that. We do race back. When the yellow flag comes out, they do not slow down until they get to the flag. So,
as of right now, looks like Dave Little. Oh no, we got some. Oh boy, that was close. Randy Waugh
going
trying
for
to
it.
go down, steal
He's going to get it.
Had the momentum. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Good
all right.
move on Randy Waugh there, going from the high side to the bottom side, using that speed that he had. He had clearance a little bit to get down through the middle, but he had enough momentum going so that it pulled himself right down there in front of Breedlove, which he was able to get him back out to lead another lap.
Yeah, let's check out the replay here. Corey Waugh will come out and make sure Dad doesn't go faster than 70 mile an hour. Here's the replay here. Garland Oaks involved in it, unfortunately. 4 wide there. Something's going on with the 17. The 17 slowed way up. Forced him into a 4 wide situation. I don't know what happened to Chuck's car. Although Chuck did take a lot of damage. Maybe he's not really slowing up. Maybe he just can't get going.
Well, he had quite a bit of damage.
Major damage, yeah.
So he probably just didn't have the speed that everybody else around him did.
Yeah, so they're splitting him here, doing the 4 wide thing, and then Garland just had nowhere to go. Yeah, Chuck is way under power.
That's hard too. You try to get lined up and you want to just go with the person, but you're that much slower. It really, really makes it hard.
And I mean, their top speed might be okay. It's just you got to get up to top speed.
Marilyn Oaks went for quite the slide there.
Yeah. Get the entrance camera here to pits. 10 laps in.
Dave Little's coming down. Nate Balzer. Barry Lamard. Dante Ricci. Greg Palmer. Ulysses Sandoval. Bobby Farrell. Grant Wesley. Most of the guys just fuel only. They took their tires and stuff last time around. Most of them are just trying to get themselves in a different fuel window if they can. It's funny, people playing strategy on lap 11, but they do.
Yep. It's a thing, though. I mean, it's a long race, but if you can pin out a sequence a little bit, you can dodge stuff like that. We call that, obviously, the big one. Usually will happen in super speedways to get everybody is restrictor plates and stuck together the whole time. And if there's an accident, especially from the front row, like that involved Dante, it takes out a lot of cars. Unfortunately, they call it the big one. So, I mean, there's no saying there can't be another one. It usually only happens the one time, but
Oh, and it's funny. This track is the capability of running 4 wide all the way around it. I mean, there's literally room enough for them to do that, and that happens, and a 4 wide track becomes just closed up, blocked up, and nowhere to go in a hurry. And then, you know, what do? You're traveling over, you know, almost 200 miles an hour going into a corner. There's a bunch of smoke. You're trying to lift, but you don't want to get run over from behind. You know, plus another factor that you got to consider too, though, is, you know, they do race back. So I that's one of the problems I have with that is just because I've been programmed to race, you know, not race back, and as soon as an incident comes out, you kind of want to stop, you know, slow down and try not to be part of it, not try to drive into an accident that you don't have to. That's the thing to me. I think when you race back, kind of opens that up for some people that'll, you know, you kind of look at what Dave Little did. He made it through there.
It worked.
No problem.
Yep.
It worked, but he didn't really lift. You know, he was just kind of, I'm gonna just put it down, hammer down, and go through, and hopefully, you know, I make it out to the other side.
And that's the thing. I mean, it's the rule. They set the rule on a Saturdays here to race back to the yellow.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, let her rip. Let's see what happens. You know, like, and you can thread that needle like Little did, or Palmer got through it also and almost parked the thing, but still gained 17 positions. So there's ways to do it when, especially way back where Palmer was, he sees the amount of cars that are wrecking. He doesn't need to try to go through that fast. He knows if he can just get through it with 7 or 8 cars on their roof, he's going to gain a lot of spots, and he did, and now he's up front.
8 times out of 10, I would pick what, you know, Greg Palmer did over, you know, just trying to drive through it. Not a lot of times when you just try to drive through like that, do you usually make it. But you'll make it through a lot more slowing down and trying to, you know, just pick your way through it, come out of there unharmed.
That's the big thing, unharmed, especially on a super speedway. Any damage is massive out here.
And we don't know if Dave Little incurred any damage out there when he went through. He did flip off, you know, bounced off a few cars. But we know Greg didn't get any. So even the car pristine is way more important. But you know, Greg Palmer, if he's got a good car and he's way in the back, give it time. We've still got quite a few laps left to go here. He'll be back up front.
Just slowly picture the field here and get a look at some of these cars. You can't. Well, that's Chuck, directly behind McCarthy.
This car's a little beat up.
There we go. I just couldn't see it because he's so close to McCarthy. The 024. You see that little 0 beside the 2.
I'll have to get that NOS, the 088 car from you, because I see you have it. I do.
Oh, you installed the 088, right?
Yeah, I don't have that car, but I saw on the broadcast you do, so I'll have to get that one. Like I said,
hey, there's one that I painted. The 510 of brand setter. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gave it the mean looking eyes. I had to curl up the headlights to make it look like it's angry.
oh, there you go.
Yeah. Forgot I did that. I made that car for him years ago too. He still drives it.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Thanks, Steven.
That must be a lot of these guys aren't Rolex 24-hour fans.
What's that reference?
The 24 Hours of Daytona. They're racing right now.
Oh, okay.
They started at 1:30 this morning, and they'll get done at 1:30 tomorrow.
Wow. Driver changing, obviously?
Oh, yeah. Driver, most teams have about 4 drivers. Yeah, they've already had some pretty good wrecks. I've been watching the highlights.
What series is it? Like,
It's IMSA. They run prototype 2s.
Okay.
GT.
And they run the road course?
Yep.
Nice.
They've got different divisions. There's 4 or 5 different divisions that all run at the same time.
Oh, jeez.
And there's basically the local 4 divisions are just street cars with roll cages in them. You know, a little bit of work done on them. Way up to the prototypes are just full blown everything. You know.
Wow. What do you do as a fan if you go to something like that?
Prepare, dress warm, bring a
and
blanket.
actually sit there for a full day, or like you could like
Some people
leave and
do.
go for a nap. Yeah.
People do. Some guys they tailgate. They get a thing. All right, Corey's driving the pace car down pit road yet once again.
That'd be the best way to do it, though. Just get a spot in the infield in an RV, and then you can always just go have a nap.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Randy surprisingly chose the bottom, being that he is the leader.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought he would have gone for the high side, but I do remember last week Danny Carroll was talking about how him and Robert Breedlove and Randy Waugh all work together. I guess it's a different choice of which one you want to have behind you, because he could have had Danny Carroll behind him if he had gone for the high side, which to me, I would have thought that's what he would have done. Those two run real well together. Randy got a really good start there. Got on everybody. Goes right to the high side. We always said they like that higher groove. We got a few cars that are back that just must be some of the damaged ones back there. I'll take a scoot back and look.
Another big accident. We'll go back and look at that one in a minute. Racing back. I saw Lamas doing cartwheels into turn 2 there.
I saw it. Just looked weird, like the pack had split up a little. So, who's it gonna be? Looks like Breedlove's got a better push coming from Mark Paglia. Breedlove.
Nice.
Wow, it was close for second, and Randy Waugh just took it by 1/100th of a second.
All right, we will load up the replay.
A lot of those damaged cars back there, though. I just was watching and going back and just kind of see if I could see what happened. Ooh!
Bobby Farrell.
It's two different incidents.
Okay. Now, Farrell gets spun. Well, he didn't even get... Wow, actually, he went right up the track and nobody even hit him. And then he came back down and everybody hit him. How did he get out of shape? That was weird. Bobby didn't...
Well,
Bobby Farrell is 7.
Okay. ASR HUD and Brian Rossone came together in the back. I thought maybe that they had something go on because of that accident.
Oh, Spring got into him.
Just kind of
back.
had a little latency, I think. And
Yeah.
Then just around the corner, Bobby Farrell had an issue.
Right, yeah. So I was looking at Farrell up front.
I absolutely agree with Rodney Sullins. He just put down in the comment section, is there a full moon out tonight?
Yeah. This is the cream of the crop when it comes to Talladega Superspeedway race. There's almost 3 incidents all happen in the same turn right there. And then they all come together right there is what you're seeing.
Oh gosh, he almost got the back of... Looked like kind of like Robert Spring got the back of Bobby Farrell just a little bit.
Tiny bit, yeah.
And when Bobby came up the track, he almost clipped the back of Robert Spring. There was another car there, red and white one. I could not catch which one it was. He got hit hard. But as he was referring to full moon, I can remember back at my local short track when I was a young, we had Todd racing there, and you get a full moon, and everybody had grown. We would always say everybody grew fangs and hair, and it was a nightmare. Felt like everybody felt like they could drive way over what they could.
Oh, yeah. Back to the live race here is watching Billy Elisar come off the pit road here. 23rd position. Current race leader being billed as the 024. Dennis McCarthy, yep.
Decided to stay out. Terry Bombard did it as well.
Unfortunately, there's something in the air tonight because we're lap 16 and 11 of them have been yellow.
Dave Selinsky back there in the 4th position. Miss Chambers, 10, currently in the 5th, and then Robert Breedlove is in the 6th. Think
Chambers got a cool looking car. I missed that one going through the field last time.
Which one?
Chambers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not real, how do you say, real fancy, but it looks good.
Yeah.
Got nice colors to it. As we talked about him, he is headed down pit road.
And we'll stay locked on to Dennis Chambers there in the 10. The black and gold 10.
Ford Mustang. I don't know if that's a dark horse or not. It kind of looks like it might be. Kind of like Mangialardi's Sundrop car. That's kind of a neat looking. You get a chance, you can look at it, but it's a yellow and orange. Just, I don't know, a little bit of green to it. Is that kind of
Mangialardi is probably an 024 or 029.
No, he might be 29. I mean, wait a minute.
Yeah, he's 029.
Oh,
He's still got the 0 on it. Yeah, 0.
Is it?
029, yeah.
Well, it's the 29. Or no? Yeah.
Yeah, Brian would be the 29, yeah. That 0 written on the 2 on the door, I ended up making him a car at his Delta Force video game that he plays. It's also from like 2004, 2005. You keep these old games from the early 2000s alive because they can go on forever. But I remember when I made that car, it was the same issue. 29 was already in use by Brian, so I just wrote the word 0 on it. And then
That's awesome.
the 29. So they require you to have it on the car somewhere.
Yep.
If you run a 3-digit, you can put them anywhere you want. So a lot of guys will do that. There's the
These
0.
are guys in the chat, Mr. Expo 073. Is this Gen 6 mod? No, this is Minsk Cup 19. But
yes, Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series 2019.
I think it's a great mod. I really do.
Mod for Superspeedway racing too.
I don't care for the dashes on them, just me. But it's a great mod.
Yeah, the interior for, I think it's the NS, what is it, the NXS, like the Xfinity Series 2020, I think, has a pretty sweet dash set up.
It's the reason why, I'm usually like a Chevy guy when I race. And the reason why I run the Dodge in the Gen 6 is just because I like the dash better. It sounds
okay.
The Toyotas have like almost like a triangle dash. The Fords have a little bit different, but the Dodge, the way they've got the fuel pressure and the water temperature is in a different spot, and I like it there. So why I run a Dodge.
Okay.
Not in this one, obviously, but that's in the Gen 6, variety.
So you race cockpit, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Always?
Everything but Daytona and Talladega.
Oh, I got yeah.
And roof. I always ran cockpit, even when I ran them. Then when I got into Talladega Nights to start with, which is a Superspeedway series, they started teaching me, you want to be better at this, do this, and now I run on the roof. Because you can see where you are, you can push better.
Yeah. Almost required, yeah.
Yeah. I don't like running up there, but it's, it just works out better. Or he's got the lights off on the pace car, headed down the back stretch.
Mr. Expos in the chat asks, I love the NASCAR Racing 2003 logo, where to get it? If you're talking about the one that's across the bottom of the screen, I just made that. So if you want to take a screenshot and cut it out, go for it. Or you can Google the other one, because the actual game logo, I just find it online. Although I'm not showing that one anywhere, so. I made the decision to put that right on the ticker, like right on the screen all the time, because people might come across the broadcast and go like, what is this?
Yeah.
Is this NASCAR 2003 season? Yeah, it is, because it's literally on the broadcast the entire night.
Corey Laws headed down pit road. We get Dennis McCarthy, Terry Bombard on the outside. Place your bets, place your bets. Who's going to get the better start here? Mike Mangalardi is going to be pushing Dennis McCarthy, and Dave Slinsky is going to be pushing Terry Bombard on the high side. Ooh.
Big. That's
big.
Not good.
I don't know if that would call that a jump or planned or just he was on it.
When you're jumping when you jump the gun here, though, you're going to get railroaded later.
That is good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
Good news
It's good right now.
Out in the lead. The bad news is they're coming.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to be coming very, very fast. And whether or not I think he wisely, I don't know. He's up on the high groove trying to figure out what he's going to do here. But it's you really don't even want to take a bump with at that speed.
They're splitting them now.
Fast. Yeah. Oh, he's too wide. He's on the high side. Now he's going to have to get a bump because there's no place for him to go. I guess he can drop down there. Randy Waugh starting to make a move to the high side.
Oh,
Ooh.
Dante's out. He's going to hold on to it.
Wow, what a save.
They're flaring out and letting him get back in line there.
Almost caused some issues behind him.
Oh, man. Heads up play by everyone involved,
had to lift. Aglia lifted. Carroll lifted. Nate Balzer lifted. And it just kept going back and back to just about where the cars behind him. It almost caused a big wreck.
Middle line with Bombard moving pretty good, but then you just saw the synchronized bump on the top and bottom.
Don't adjust your screen. They are running 3 wide.
Yep, and there's a lot of cars in there that have pieces missing. Wesley being one of them on that top line.
Wesley,
no trunk
I can't
lid.
believe
Wesley's
still strong.
He's doing 197 mile an hour right now with a big push from McCarthy and who's the 94? Shalinsky?
Yep.
Yeah. He's moving, so as long as he's got somebody behind him taking the air off that rear, because he doesn't have a rear.
Although he didn't really didn't get up there really going high on that third groove being the pushing car, but the front of it's not damaged. So I would imagine, like you said, he's got somebody behind him. He might be okay. I'm sure if he's got somebody just in front of him and behind him, he'll be just fine.
Right where he is now, dead center in the middle of this pack, it's like a perfect spot because you've got air all around and, even though you're missing that trunk lid.
Just looking back, you've got Garland Oaks back there. Robert Springs pushing him. Dennis Chambers, he had kind of back a little bit as well. I don't know if he had any damage, but Dennis, Garland Oaks, and Robert Springham kind of lined up trying to see if they can just keep going. Garland Oaks' car is one of the ones we saw him slide down the backstretch. He's got quite a bit of damage.
He got caught up in a couple of the wrecks too, so.
And back in 22nd position, you've got Ken Roberts, Bobby Farrell, Doug Hillick, and the last car there is Chuck McClure. There ain't a straight panel too much in between all 4 of them. I don't know if you could take all 4 of them and make one good car. I highly doubt it. They're back there just running, nose to tail, trying to see what they can do, see if they can just keep working and keep themselves headed forward.
Bombard to the lead with assist from Randy Waugh and RJ Cabana. Coming up on the lap rig there of Brian Rawson.
So far tonight, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars out. Javier Negron, 48. Come on,
Cody Lamas.
Okay, Corey Lamas. I got Rodney Sullins, a little John Godfrey. I didn't see him.
Yeah, he was up in there a little bit too, and Ulysses Sandoval in there too.
Yeah, I just noticed that. There's a few just out of, guys that are out of the race.
That's the thing. We're trying to keep an eye on that, but there's just been like a couple of really big accidents, and a lot of cars actually stayed out, which I'm surprised.
Well, as much as this way this race has been going, sometimes the philosophy of, well, if I'm out front, I can't. Granted, Dante was out front earlier, and he got turned, unfortunately. But from out front, the chances of getting involved in that big one are slim.
Yeah. A good place to be. And Palmer was able to get through the big one, and there he is on the outside line pushing Terry.
Yeah. Keep your eyes on Palmer. If his car's good and he's got the car good, he will be up there. Usually you get Palmer, Rodney Sullins, Ken Roberts. Yeah, them guys always get together. I think Mark Paglia is the other one that they work with. When they all get together, they just work together and work really well together. But unfortunately, two of his compadres are still running. But I don't know if Rodney Sullins is out, so he's out. But Ken Roberts is still running, but not very fast. Side by side out of turn 3. I call it turn 3. Other people call it other things.
Yep.
Outside groove is gotten the edge. Ray Bombard on the high side there is going to lead another lap. Actually, Greg Palmer was ahead of Randy Waugh that time. Just by 100th of a second, but he was just enough ahead of him. In the second position.
You see that camera angle there shows you the bump drafting. There comes that third line.
Dante reaches up there. Tim Hofstetter. Josh McCallick.
That's the RTG crew right there. Knopfsker, Metallic, and Ricci.
Metallic is involved in that earlier incident, but...
Oh, there goes Palmer. He abandoned the center.
Doesn't look too bad. Ooh, there goes Palmer, yeah.
Oh, maybe not.
Boy, they had none of that.
Nope.
We're like, nope.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
I like the Highline, but it's hard to run it sometimes because if you get out of shape just a little bit, they'll bail on you pretty quick.
Yes. But what I like about it is that you don't have to put a lot of steering wheel in it. You don't really have to lift as much usually.
Mm-hmm.
To me, as far as comfort goes, that third groove is, the way to go. But you're right. You got to hold a smooth, pretty line, and if you're not, they will abandon you real quick.
Yeah. Focused on Paglia there in the center. It looks like he might want to go up there, but he's got Wesley behind him. Knopfsker just tucked in behind Wesley. He's made a good decision, I think, because he was able to stick with that front pack.
Now the front of the field there has just gotten into a nose-to-tail kind of thing, running off laps. It'd be interesting to see, because you still got Terry Bombard on the bottom down there with, looks like Dave Slavinsky, but the rest of the field is lined up into a line and just decided, come down a little bit, let's get some laps in.
Yep.
We didn't know what you probably didn't write it down because I knew I didn't. How many laps it's been since they last pitted?
No, it's a good question because there's been so many yellows I wasn't keeping track.
Not only that,
they might get a green flag stopping. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we might, because I know most of the front of the pack hasn't pit the last time by, but I think some of them did the pit before that. So
everybody up front has gone down twice. 3 times for Nate, 3 times for Bombard, 3 times for Palmer. So there has been, Waugh, Cabana, Mangialardi, Breedlove, and Carroll have all done 2 apiece.
Be interesting to see, the strategy there because we know some people did pit, some people didn't. You like to pit with the guys that you're familiar with, just because you know how they pit. You don't have the issue of somebody, maybe overshooting and whatnot.
Well, keep in mind, too, we got a 33-car field, so depending where you are on pit road, that you might want to bail on that guy, too, because they might have to start, getting her down even slower to get into that last stall.
Ever want to see what a good push bump drafting is? Just watch our RJ Cabana right now. He's pushing Randy Waugh. He's been pushing him down through the straightaways. You can't drop a credit card between those 2 cars. Lets him off on the corners just a little bit, not a lot, just enough so that he's not pushing him around. And as soon as he gets any part of the straightaway, boom, right back attached to the back of that car and pushing. Advantage of him, staying right where he is, he's going to get better fuel mileage than Randy while he's pushing the air. Kind of trying to keep track of the chat so that we know when they start hitting it. They will know when they're starting to post it up, because they usually start posting it up on the back stretch going down there, going into what I call turn 3.
Tailgating at 200 miles an hour.
Glad they never incorporated in this game the NASCAR. When they started coming up with the tandem drafting, they started forcing the opening on the front of the car so that you couldn't do that because you'd overheat.
Oh, really? They did that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's like always, like I said, always say, why did they put grass in the infield? Because if they made it asphalt, we tried to use it.
Yeah.
So they basically what they had done is they car tomorrow. One of the big things that they were trying to correct was the fact when they bump drafted, that the bump draft wasn't an even push.
Right.
Really mad. Didn't take long for Denny Hamlin and guys like Brad Keselowski to realize, hey, I can push. So they would started pushing in tandem, and this was what's called tandem drafting, and it really made, not for a race like this, you'd have just two cars that would, charge up out front, and then, two more would come up, and it was kind of more of a boring style of racing. Well, NASCAR's fix for that was to make a smaller opening so they couldn't stay behind each other, and they ended up overheating a lot of engines, and didn't really work out well.
Oh, wow.
Leaders are starting to catch up to that group that's led by Roberts, Hillick, and Bobby Farrell. They all moved to the way high side. The leaders by. It's funny though, is Ken Roberts is staying out in front of those guys, but like about a certain distance. With the damaged car, he's able to pull away from them per se, but he doesn't go very far.
So once he coming out of the pits there, that's why he was down on the apron, if you wonder it. Made his pit stop all by his lonesome, according to our telemetry.
The only good thing about that is he might be able to hook onto that back of the draft. So we have 74 pitting, 21 pitting, 321 pitting, 029, and the 889 are pitting this time.
Okay.
Knew it was coming soon.
Flawless.
Very nice, very nice. That put Mark Paglia out in the lead. I'm just trying to make sure to see when they're pitting. They passed and put Ron Masana lap down. Unfortunately, he got involved in a wreck there earlier. The Iser's pitting this time by.
Yeah, I think most of these guys probably will. I'll flip back on that pit lane camera. It looks like they can, yeah.
Go a few more laps, so I'm just kind of keeping track of that. But
so Ellis are all by himself. You can see him there pitting. I'm guessing when Paglia comes down, everybody in this main pack here at the front will definitely be all going at the same time.
Assume that they would. Of course, you've got all the RTG guys together there too, so they're going to try to pit together.
Yeah.
The RTG guys, and then Greg Palmer, Mark Paglia, Steven Brandstetter is back there.
They're going one more time.
They might be able to go a little distance, and Greg Palmer, Brandstetter, Dante Ricci, Grant Wesley, they're going to be pitting this time by.
Okay.
This whole pack just posted up that they're pitting.
So that's about a 3-lap difference is what we're looking at, sort of,
Yep.
from when it all started. So
Yeah, the guys, like I said, they chose to stay out because the big thing will be once these guys get all their pitting done, these guys can get in and out quick enough. Are they going to be able to come out kind of right around the same area?
if they can all get in and out together, yeah, this would be good for them.
Oh, the only one that really had an issue was Mark Paglia. It just a little bit of left front lockup.
Right.
Other than that, it was a nice, good, clean stop by everybody. It didn't hurt Paglia that much. He just kind of locked the brakes up just a little bit.
And this is the wider version of pit road that we're running here with RTG version 4. You can see that right lane going down is double wide. In the stock version of this, it's pretty narrow.
Looks like everybody's taking just right side tires. And Roberts had just came in. Ooh.
Everybody coming out together.
I was watching Dante Ricci, and it was just, he was coming out. There was a little bit of bumping, but nothing too bad. The guys came out. They all came out really, really good together. Tim Hosfeder is going to be the guy that's going to. Hosner is going to be out in the lead. And as they're, see now, just this what I was wondering about. Had that's RJ Cabana leading that other group of 4.
Yeah.
Did manage to get by the 5 cars, 6 cars that came out, but the question is whether or not can Hofstetter get back there, to him. I think they'll be all right. They look like they're up to speed almost.
And Dante looked like he might have lost the draft, but it looks like he's okay. There was a little bit of a gap back there, but I think he's going to be able to hang on to it.
So I think they'll be okay. Dante's should be fine too, especially when these guys catch up to the top 4 cars. He should, if they decide to take that momentum and go with it, that, widen it up a little bit, make it too wide, that'll help out Dante Ricci get right back up there. They kind of fanning through lap cars. I was surprised to see Chambers stay on the bottom on that one.
Yeah, as long as he communicates it, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
He might be going to the pits. That might be why he requested that. Oh, no, he looks like he's staying out. So, yeah, we've got Cabana, Carroll, Breedlove, Balser, Nofsker, Paglia, Wesley, Vitalik, Palmer. Chambers is not on the lead lap, but Dante is.
Dante Ricci, though, he has got to get, he's getting to the point where it's really, really close, because currently right now he's out of the draft. But with Chambers there, if he can stay with Chambers and push Chambers up through there, it might be all right. That might save it. Looks like, Chambers is starting to run down the top, and Dante's right behind him, so he'll be okay. He'll be able to catch up with that lead draft.
But see, Dante did get caught up in some of those wrecks too, so he might not have enough to stay with it. But it looks like, with the help from Chambers, he's able to catch that.
Brandstetter, just looking at him, he is back in 11th spot, but yet currently 13 seconds plus over behind, now 18.
Right.
One car out there by himself, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, running 11th out of 33rd, but he's all by his lonesome right now.
Yep. And also is back there in the 12th position, same thing. The only difference is he has got Michelardi, let's see, McCarthy, and them guys bearing down on him. So, plus some of the damaged cars, they might be able to get hooked up together. And, that'll help him out a little bit. Probably won't get him back on get them caught up to the pack unless they get a yellow flag. But right now, it's kind of a mix-up back there. You've got McCarthy leading the pack of them cars, but there's a variation of really, really wrecked cars and really good cars. So
yeah, and some guys are a lap down too. So, but the lap down cars can help. Just because they're a lap down doesn't mean they can't help. More cars on a super speedway that are stuck together, faster you will go.
But the cars that are in a little better shape were able to pull away from the damaged cars, and as it is, they're starting to run down Brandstetter. So they'll get 5 cars if they get together. They'll get 5 cars there. If they can run nose to tail, like I said, they're not going to catch that lead pack, but they may prevent them from catching them and getting a lap down.
Expo 73 had a question. They actually took it off there, but it was about if they run any Canadian tracks. Fellow Canadian up there, because I can see he's got the old Montreal Expos logo. The here on Saturday night at ASR, they run the same track every Saturday. So it's Talladega Series. Although Maverick this year did, we will start broadcasting live at Maverick on Tuesday nights. Maverick Cup Series. They did add the Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve. To their series, to their season, 26 race season, every week different tracks. Ben runs a tight ship over there, but yeah, that'd be cool to see Villeneuve, the Gilles Villeneuve circuit, because Mosport in Bowmanville is a cool track, but there's a crazy hairpin there, and I think that's going to claim a lot of cars if they run Mosport. So to run the F1 track in Montreal will be that's a great track too. Really fast with a couple of real slow spots. Good variation.
Currently, we have 15 cars on the lead lap. Last one being David Brandstetter, and unfortunately for him, he was not able to hook up to that group of cars, the 4 cars that were just past him. So he is Dante Ricci right now, who's currently in the 10th spot. He did get back up there. He's only made up 1 position, but he's back with that lead draft. And now that they just seem to be running nose to tail, just trying to run the laps down. This time by, we will be about 20 laps to go.
Yeah, we will all need to pit one more time. So I'm thinking we're going to start seeing pit stops probably in the lap 53 to 55 range. That first group should probably be due to come down. Not the group we're looking at now. The cars that started going in early are going to have to start thinking about going in within the next 8 laps or so. So that's where we're going to start another green flag pit cycle.
That was RJ Cabana, Denny Carroll. The guys, the cars out front were the ones that basically all the way back to Nate Balzer. Going to be your early ones. Then you have the Hoster and Hagley, I think. Yeah, Hagley was with them. Grant Wesley, Josh Metallic, Greg Palmer, and Dante.
So here's an interesting question. We're looking at Cabana right now, and he's leading. But they're going to have to pit earlier because they pit earlier last time, which means they'll have to take more fuel to get to the end of the race.
Yep.
Right now, I mean, last pit cycle, clearly it worked. Went in, full service, come back around, here they are leading. This next pit stop will get everyone to the checkers. Pitting early, it's gonna be a little bit of a longer pit stop for these guys. Within that secondary pack who kind of waited like 3 or 4 more laps, they might be able to get away with like maybe only pulling half a can out.
It would be an advantage if that extra 3 laps can drop it from, we'll say, 1 can down to half a can.
Right.
That pit stop's going to be a lot quicker.
And I wonder if they would be able to end up in this scenario again where they end up being out in front, because then that would make that quicker. They actually might not be able to retain the lead.
Nope. If the pit stops go well and go smooth, They probably will not.
Brian
Say-
Rawson, HUD, our newest cars, unfortunately, that are out of here. I think, did we mention that before? Rawson retired.
Yeah. I didn't know that he retired. He had been still out there, but
Yeah.
I think Brandstetter might. I saw him pull down pit road. I don't know if it was, a requirement to stop to get fuel or whatnot, or whether or not he was retiring. It says that he's still out there in 18th, one lap down. So.
Currently, it says he is pitting.
Okay. They just put the damaged 4 cars in Roberts, Doug Hillett, Chuck McClure, and Bobby Farrell. Yet again, another lap down. Unfortunately for those guys, they were involved in the early big wreck melee.
Yeah.
But you got to tip your hat off to them, though. They're points racing. They're out here. They're going to try to go the whole distance and just hope, something happens to somebody and they can make up some points.
That's the thing with the points. Yeah. I mean, leading most laps, you get the bonus point. A lot of guys showed up. I think in the first 2 races, we ended up having like 50-something drivers enter into this series already.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of drivers the first week. Last week, like we said, there was something going on that people were, probably watching that. But I guess the guys decided that, it's time to go, or say, let me take a look. No, nobody's posted that they're pitting.
Yeah. They're still occupying that middle line, too.
Yep. It's in the back, decided it's time to go. So they're on the top side there. Grant Wesley, Josh Metallic. They're all trying to see if they can't get that high line to get themselves up there. And say there's Brandstetters. Unfortunately, go down yet another lap.
Very consistent, these guys right now. That's going to be tight right there, but Brandstetter holds his line. You can see Tim Knopfsker on the top side there, Wesley and Metallics. And Palmer and Ricci all still in line. Paglia being there in 6th position. They're kind of just staying where they are. They're coming up to pit stops here soon. I'm thinking within the next 2, 3, maybe 4 laps at the most, we'll see. We've already seen some guys go down.
Not anybody that pitted on that last one. Didn't you think Randy Waugh was part of that first pit stop group too? So pretty much looking at 6 cars full groove. The guys that pitted early, 3 laps earlier. And your high grade out there is the guys that pitted the second time around. So interesting strategy. I mean, Roberts trying to stay high enough to give him room.
Oh, looks like he tagged the wall a little bit right there.
Just trying to give him as much room as he could.
Thanks again, everybody who's watching on the YouTube channel. And, of course, to Bryant Motorsport Auto Sales for sponsoring the race. We'll be here next Saturday doing it all over again. And yeah, if you want to get out here and do this thing, the Serpent can hold 43 cars on a grid. Of course, we need 2 of those, or maybe even 3 of those spots for broadcasters. So 40 cars can start the race, guaranteed. That's a lot of people playing a game that's over 20 years old.
Yep.
Still one of the best, though.
Fancy yourself, a super speedway racer. Come on in and show us what you got.
And unlike iRacing, when you get on pit road, the cars can still be collided with. So, although I'm sure that's probably a server side option in iRacing, you can turn that on or off. I would think. I don't know for sure, but
I think that's kind of silly. To drive through them.
This is by far, I think, the best ever. Like, you can always collide with everything. You're always in control of your car. It's never on rails when you're going down pit road. You can spin out, overshoot, miss. miss a gear, shred a gear, bounce off another car.
Officers got that high line coming, though. They've got themselves worked all the way right up to the outside of Breedlove. Whoops, looks like pit roads. Yeah, here we go. The bottom groove down there. Everybody's coming down pit road. Oh, no. Breedlove's around. It's tagged by Randy Waugh, who gets into Terry Baumgart. Not a good pit stop for the 3 cars in the back of that group.
No. Nosker leading this pack around. They'll be pitting probably in the next.
They got 3 more laps in last time, so it'd be interesting.
Right.
Jay Cabana and Nate Balzer, they are taking left side tires. They're going to come out, trying to figure out the order here. Come out, but they come out separated. Nate Balzer had a really good pit stop, and he has got quite a distance ahead of the rest of the guys. RJ Cabana and I think Denny Carroll, and they didn't have a great pit stop that time. They all didn't come out together. Yep.
Yeah, 5 or 6 cars are way faster than 2 or 3. The fact that they had that little mishap on pit entrance, especially this late in the race too.
So these guys did 3 laps more. Let's see. So they are coming, at least now, we've got Josh McCallick, Dante Ricci so far, and Grant Wesley are coming down pit road. We haven't heard from Noster yet, but Palmer's coming. So I would imagine this whole group is now going to come down pit road. Now they're doing it 1 lap earlier than they did the last time, but that's okay. They may have something that they may know that they can pit and get less fuel. You just want to get in, get out, and get back out there together. Oh, they're in there quick. Oh, boy.
Wow.
Grant Wesley come in there hot.
That was Dante on the lawn.
Yeah.
Dante Ritchie's landscaping facilities.
Hopefully he doesn't get a penalty for that, but.
Yeah, there is a black flag being shown to Breedlove. So he's going to have to come back around.
Interesting to see. No tires.
There's Breedlove on the drive-through to serve that penalty.
Nobody took tires. They was just fuel only. Grant Wesley, the first car off pit road. Now where is, let's see. I was just looking. Nigel Hardy and Dennis McCarthy went by them, but they were also 1 lap down. Kind of interested to see. Grant Wesley went high, let Josh Metallic go by him. That's more of a smart move on his part with the damaged car.
Yep.
Behind somebody, get Dante behind him, and they should be able to have a much quicker run.
So Grant was, okay, I got you. Yeah, they switched spots, which might be a strategy thing. Like you said, if they can get Grant in the middle, because of all the damage he has on the back of that car, that might be a pretty good shot. Get him in there, and then any aero damage he has can kind of be eliminated by the cars in front and behind him.
Yep. So Josh Metallic, Grant Wesley, Dante Ricci, and Mark Paglia had really good pit stops. Them other guys that had the little bit of a separation or whatever, for a little bit, boy, did that cost them. RJ Cabana's back in 8th. He's about almost 8 seconds back. Greg Palmer, he's just about 4 seconds back with the 088. think that's David Chin, right?
88. Yeah, that's Dave. Yeah, DC. That's Chin.
So they are about 4 back, and then you've got the 4 guys that are in front. I don't think, unless we have a caution, we only got 6 laps to go. These guys aren't going to catch them. So now it depends on these 4 drivers. How do they want to go about it? You know,
Black flag Paglia.
Oh, really? That's
It's showing a black flag to the 28, running currently in 4th. So they're gonna be forced to lose one of the guys. That's a big hit going down from 4 cars to 3. When he chooses to serve his penalty, it's gonna be right now. So he's gonna have to get it down to 55, which he does.
Question I have is, you know, Josh Metallic, this is his first race here. We know he's from RTG. We also know that Grant Wesley runs over there, and Dante Ricci. Grant Wesley has only ran 1 race this season. So my point is do these guys let it run the way it run out the way it is? Does Josh Metallic pull over and let Greg Wesley win because he's more in the points, or is Josh, I don't care, I'm over here, I'm gonna steal the win?
Might as well steal it.
Yeah.
These guys don't really let each other do anything. They all want to win, right? But I don't know I understand what you're saying too. And I do believe that Grant let him. All 3 of these guys set this up on purpose because Grant probably can't lead with all the damage that he has. You can see too their speeds. Are they able to keep top speed? It doesn't look like it. Josh is running 193 right now. Although there is only 3 cars since they lost Mark. So yeah, that's probably about right.
Second group is they're running 198 down the backstretch with Hosser in the lead there. I believe they're going to run out of time with 4. They're going to line to be about 4 laps to go. But you're right. I wonder if it's 2 things. One, did they take less fuel, which gave them that big gap, and maybe they can't quite make it. You've seen this before where they don't run as fast, saving fuel.
Are they trying to help the injured 888 by running maybe a little bit slower so he can keep up? Yep. Trying to push him might cost them. Trying to push and pull him might cost them a little bit of speed.
It's going to cost them a little bit of speed, but they're, like I said, they're down when they hit the line 3 laps to go. Yes, the 088, David Chin's made up, almost 2 seconds in the last 4 or 5 laps, but
no, it's Nofsker. Sorry, the 88 is Chin. The 088 is Tim Nofsker.
Oh, Tim Nofsker.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Too many 88.
Yeah, there's a couple 88s. You can see here on that black little inset I put up there. It'll go from 511 down to. It stayed at 511. Oh, 431. Wow, they almost gained a second that last lap.
Yeah.
There's 2 laps left, so they probably will not make it. Wow, that's crazy. If they had another lap or 2, they might have been able to catch them.
Said we don't know until we get done with this race if these are our top 3 guys. We can ask, was it a fuel saving thing, or was it, they just didn't have the speed with Grant Wesley being in
due to damage? Because all 3 of them have damage. All 3 of these guys have been involved in accidents in this race.
That's right too.
Yeah.
I forgot about Metallic was in there. We know Dante Ricci was. He was one of the earlier guys that got turned, and then obviously you can see the big damage on Grant Wesley. So that's a very good possibility. That's all they got.
Another full second down to 3.6, almost a full second.
You can look back there and see them down the backstretch. If you look at, I'm in the TV one view. They are back there now. If they get that down, obviously they're going to be coming down to the white flag this time by. Believe.
I think they needed one more lap. Because you're looking at a 3-second gap. They're knocking a second off almost each, you know what I mean? They're just like that 1.5 laps shy of being able to catch these guys.
Yep.
And they just gained a lot of speed there because they're catching lap cars and getting some draft off of them too. Josh went into that turn doing 197. So that helped. There's the second pack there.
They're starting.
Not enough time. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Josh made himself real wide.
Josh wants this. I ain't giving nobody nothing.
Grant Wesley with a ruined car putting the run on the 39.
But he had, wait a minute. Ricci was going with him for a minute.
They're all trying to pass each other, yeah. There's the checkers. It looks like metallic Wesley Ricci.
Crazy.
Awesome. And those guys got within 2.5 seconds. They needed another lap or two to catch him.
It's going to be interesting to see whether that was all they had. I mean, you can look at the top of Dante Ricci's car. Every once in a while it kind of comes in and comes out, but you see the top of his is a little bit scraped up. But it'll be interesting to see where the points fall. We won't know that until next week or later, but when after the broadcast has gone through. But it'll be interesting to see how the points will shake up on that one.
Yeah. Big shakeup. Lots of accidents, claimed a lot of cars. Guys finishing the race with tons of damage.
Yeah.
In the top three.
Looks like it's cloudy out at my house, so I can't tell you if it's a full moon or not. But
yeah,
it might have been a full moon because the early part of this race just didn't seem to. Had a little trouble seeming to get going, you know. I was kind of funny though. We didn't know if Josh was just here to help him, one of them guys out, get their points better, or to come back here to show them guys what he's got. Last lap, he showed us what he wanted. He wanted that win real bad. Let's see. I'm waiting for Josh to get done burning it down here. We got to find Mr. Ricci. How many people? I got to go down a long list of drivers.
Oh, I see what Josh is doing. He's parking in front of the banner.
PG logo?
Yeah. I gotta back that up a bit. Yeah, he parked in front of the banner. That's all the members of Rolling Thunder Gaming, which is where this track came from, that have passed away over the course of the 25 or so years of this. The Rolling Thunder League has been active. So that's pretty cool.
Dante Ricci to Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy, my friend.
Hi, Rod. Hi, Blaine. Good evening. Good to be back in the podium once again.
Amazingly, actually, you got a little bad bump in the middle of the corner there very, very early. Big wreck. How damaged was that car?
I'll tell you what. Everything is good, by the way. It was just weeks ago. It's part of the close contact and the drafting. And, when that wreck happened, I'm like, okay, I'm out of control. I took a breath and just took a breath in. That's my usual routine when I know I'm in a moment I don't want to be in. And I was able to get the car up against the wall and downshift. I got hit by a few people. It was only back end damage, and there were no saws and no engine repairs. So it was a very quick repair, about 8 to 10 seconds. And I'll tell you, it hurt the car a little bit in the back of a draft on the outside line. You might have seen it was a real struggle out of the pits to stay with the draft. And that was a challenge. I had to buy a little bit of luck, and I had to go in hot on that last pit stop. I had to do that. If I didn't go in hot, I would not be on the podium. But I'll tell you what, that was an entertaining race. It was a lot of fun here at All-Star. And, it is good to finally get my place where it belongs. And, I'm running more races to try and improve my super speedway performance because, it wasn't too long ago when I was really good at this, but now it's just a lot of fun to be a part of it. And I want to make sure I can still win these type of shots.
Good thing is we don't have to worry about that blade of grass out there that pissed you off. So you got it. You cleaned it
yes.
up. And the other question I have is, it's like you guys, when you guys got out there at the end, you had Paglia with you, but unfortunately he got a black flag and had to serve a penalty. So it was just the three of you. You were running about almost 5 miles an hour slower than that group that was running you down.
Yes.
Was that the damage that you all three had that was preventing you, or was it a fuel mileage thing?
Well, I feel bad for Mark's case because me driving through the grass there on the pit entrance was actually what caused him to speed, and I know I just feel terrible about it. We can't do anything for it from that matter, but whenever you go from about 5 cars down to 4 or 3, the differences in mile an hour are very noticeable, like you mentioned. And I will say this, I feel like the damage to Grant's car, even though they had to saw the back bumper fascia off, I feel like he was a little bit faster than me, and then again, his track position was better than me. And track position in these types of situations with damaged cars means everything. And that's ultimately how Josh is able to get the lead. And then down the back on the last lap, I just had to be real smart about my pushes. And I tried to give Grant a couple of shots that he could predict when they were coming. But once the car started moving around without anything on the back of his car, you just got to back off and let it happen. You know what I mean? Because you just can't you can't misjudge that and then impact the race. You want everybody to finish clean and finish strong. And after the way the first 2 weeks went, I know we had a good points night tonight. It's real good to finish this without any incidents in the last 5 laps.
Well, yes, a good point that you brought. You had a great points night. You go into the night 5th in points, only 8 points behind the leader, who was Randy Waugh. I'm not going to say I know for sure, but that should help you out tremendously in the points. You should move you right up there, if not first, maybe around in the second area, going into the 4th race of the season, which, that's not a bad thing to be as in that scenario right there. We were wondering about, we do know that Grant Wesley has only ran 1 race, and Josh Metallic was, it's his first race. So we were wondering if you guys were out there working together all night, or tried to work together all night if you could, because you guys are all kind of from RTG.
Yeah, we're all very friendly. I talk with Josh from time to time outside of the race, but then again, we all know when it gets down crunch time, everybody's got to do what's right for them. And I also knew that we couldn't mix it up too much because of the potential of the second pack catching us. And that was a key factor for us. We're able to recognize our speed and our requirements and how we can be in the spot to win the race. But we do work very well together. And, we're all very close rivals as well. Your top 3 finishers tonight, we're good friends, and we definitely want to always get the edge on each other. But that's what makes it so fun.
That's pretty cool. It explains a lot there, because we were jokingly around, and we'll talk more with Josh Metallic about that a little bit later, but how we were like, we wonder if he's just here to help, or what is he going to do? We get down to the last lap, and you guys were fighting for it. Unfortunately, Josh made that thing about 3 wide.
Yep.
Grant was keeping an eye on where he was, where you were, so it was kind of fun to watch you guys, battle it out there. Unfortunately, no change in the positions, but it was a good little finish.
Oh yeah, it was nice, and like I said, I probably could have done it without damage, but with the damage situation, the best I could do was try and give a couple good pushes here and there and just get to the finish clean. And I was very proud to be able to do that. Good job to Josh. Congratulations to him on the win, and congrats to Grant on the 2nd place. And everybody here is doing a great job, and I'm really happy with the organization. I want to thank Mr. Chin and Ken Roberts and Brian Wolf and everybody who puts the show on here, and thank you to you two for making the broadcast the way it should be. Thank you, Rod and Blaine, for calling the shots tonight and having me be a part of it.
Well, I was gonna ask Blaine if he had something and give you the floor, but obviously you're taking care of that. But Blaine, do you have any questions?
I was, on Thursday, you weren't able to make that race, but I mean, you came out here and got the podium finish. So that, sometimes you can't make it on Thursdays. It must be work related, eh?
Yeah, I have a combination of things. This past week, I actually went back home to New Jersey for a couple of days and spent some very valuable family time, which was good. And, you know, it is a big deal for me to make Thursday because I know I'm competitive and I know that I have a chance to be up there. I really think that missing those races hurts me points wise there, and of course we know the situation here, but I really enjoy the Superspeedway racing and I want to get myself back to where I was 4 or 5 years ago, being in victory lane almost every other week. And it's going to take some work and effort, and it's also going to take a lot of dedication, commitment to return to that level. So I'm hoping to be able to try it. And, you know, I tell Seth Cole all the time, I usually run these broadcast interviews. Like, you could ask me a question, I can give you an answer that might go on for an hour. You know, that's what I love about this. And just, you know, it's just amazing. And part of it, you know, with the bad weather going on right now, work definitely will come first in our severe weather season and our winter weather season. Those are very top priorities of mine. So hopefully everybody's staying safe with the major snowstorm in the northeast and ice storm through the middle of the country to the south. This is definitely nothing to play around with, and if you don't have to travel, stay put.
Yeah.
So you're planning on running the whole 10 race season then?
My plan is to attempt all 10 races here at All-Star. And, you know, there was some questions whether or not I was going to make it tonight, but I'm very grateful to be able to pull it off.
That snowstorm hasn't hit us because I'm over here on the East Coast, and it'll hit us probably tomorrow midday, I guess. So
that's what they're saying here too. Yep.
All right. Well, I was going to give you the floor. Like I said, you're already taking care of that, my friend. So congratulations on your 3rd place finish. I believe that you'll be right up there in the points hunt. So good luck next week, and congratulations on your 3rd place finish tonight.
Thanks, Rod. Thanks, Blaine. And hope to see you guys again here soon. Good race.
Have a good night, Dante.
See ya.
All right, 2nd tonight, Grant Wesley. You got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy.
Hey, guys.
So you were involved in that first big wreck. Now that car, the back of that car, was beat up bad. I mean, you had no rear cover, you had no nothing. And yet all night, even after that situation, you were still running. You even got out there in that 3rd groove. I don't think you quite had the car that could run maybe out front. You know what I mean? But you tried to do that on the outside, and yet all night it was great pit stops, and then you ended up coming out in 2nd. So tell us about how you got that beat up old NOS Energy Dodge Charger Challenger to get yourself up into the 2nd place tonight.
Yeah, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, right?
Right.
But no, you just yeah, we got caught up in that first incident, and actually it was a car that came from like 10 cars back, just racing through the middle and freaking knocked me into the wall and knocked the rear end off of it. And you know, you never give up in these things. If you get rear end damage, it doesn't take you out. Usually you can draft with a pack and keep up, but you are dependent on at least having someone to draft with. You can't lead a line. So yeah, I knew that, and I just tried to keep my car position in a good spot. And then I played the fuel strategy there towards the end. I hooked up with some familiar faces, and yeah, played the fuel game and lucked out. I know there the last 5 laps, I know Dante had some damage from that first wreck as well, and we couldn't even hardly keep up with Josh. Every time we'd get Dante would push me up to Josh. I'd try to make him move, but I couldn't develop enough momentum to get up next to him. Whenever I shot out to the side, Josh would just move his car in front of me, and I just bump him. So there was nothing we could do. Dante, he probably could have been more aggressive racing me through the tri-oval, but you know, he wasn't. I kind of came down and tried to block a little bit, and he didn't press the issue too much, and we got a 2nd.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering whether or not you guys might have been in here to, you know, just to try to help out Dante, you know what I mean? Because you've only raced 1 race, you missed one of the other ones. So, and then Josh being his first time here, that question got answered going down the backstretch on the last lap. But you were trying to see if you could find an opening, a hole, whatever you could do, and Josh said wouldn't take any of it.
Yeah, he's one of those familiar faces that I run well with anywhere I go, so I always try to work with him. But As far as, I had intentions of running for the points here. Last Saturday was the Chili Bowl, and I chose to watch the Chili Bowl over racing. So
That's where we lost. That's
Yeah.
where we lost all the drivers.
Somebody mentioned it was football because it was like there was 20, 25 people, but then today there was like 35. So
yeah, there was a lot of football going on also.
Take the Chili Bowl and you take with football, yeah, you can lose drivers easily. I don't know if you've ever watched the Chili Bowl playing, but there's some wicked racing at that. It's all little, small little indoor dirt track, and it's pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Well, Blaine, you got a question for Grant?
I'm curious. Well, it always ends up being the same thing with the pit strategy stuff. But I was curious about, like, even the damage to the cars. When you guys switched positions, was that strategic, or you just had to let them go? Because, like, you being in between those guys was gonna definitely allow you to stay moving, at least forward.
Yeah, so I've got Josh on an admin whisper from RTG, and we kind of devised that plan coming off pit road. We thought maybe we would all be better off if Josh was leading the line. So yeah, that
worked out for all three of you, really.
Yeah,
get it sorted quick and then go the rest of the way.
But honestly, I don't know. Maybe I should have stayed out front and just made that car super wide,
That would have been my thought. Get out front and make them push you.
But no, ultimately, I knew if I could get a top 3, I was going to be happy.
And you still have a chance at points, too. I mean, you don't, just because you missed one race, we've seen the 8-race series that Brian Wolf ran on Wednesday. Rodney Sullins come in and missed one race, and you literally had a legitimate chance of taking the championship. With your caliber of driving, I keep at it, but I think you can get up there.
Yeah, we're not out of it. We're gonna plan on making the rest of them and seeing what happens, but we're just gonna come out and have some fun,
Absolutely.
I like too how you have to put the 888 on there, but you still run that paint scheme. That thing is such a cool paint scheme. I like the roof too. He didn't even adjust the numbers. He just plopped another one right on top.
Yeah, it was challenging. I had to take the 888 here. The owner, I guess, is the 88, which I'm thankful for him giving us a place to race. But it was challenging making that paint up. I was like, man, how am I going to do this? And on the roof, I was like, ooh, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
And maybe I should have done that on the doors too. I don't know. But I just slid the numbers forward, one on each side, and called it a day.
Yeah, no, it was good. I love that paint scheme. That's a great paint scheme.
All right, well, congratulations on your second place finish. I'm going to give you the chance to thank anybody you want to thank that got you here, so the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks to ASR for giving us a place to race here. Ken and all of his admins, I'm not even sure who all they are, but they put in hard work reviewing replays, making the show go around. So thanks to Ken and his group, Tarnation TV, Blaine, Rod, you guys are awesome. I love watching it back. Like to thank my friends and family for watching, and my girlfriend Brittany. And congrats to Josh on the win.
There you go, our second place finisher tonight, Grant Wesley. Gonna work himself up there in the points and gonna go fight for the points championship. You watch, keep your eye on this guy. He's pretty quick in that Dodge Challenger. Yeah, Charger. Good job, bud. Challenger, it is Challenger, yeah.
Thanks, Grant.
Careful, move him up there and move
kicked everybody out, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Josh Metallic, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you guys.
So, come in here. First race you run, stink up the show.
Well, no, not at all. I qualifying in the back, had a lousy qualifying had a lousy qualifying run, and spent most of the race in the back half of the field. And because I was back there, I had no problem pitting with one to go on the, yellow. So, I got down to where I'd only need a can on the last pit stop. Didn't mess up my last pit stop. Came out. There's only a few guys that could take one can, and yeah, it worked out just because I was back there so often that I just kept topping off. Some of those guys at the front, they stayed out, and they were a few laps short to do a can. So yeah, yeah, I wasn't up there until when it mattered, which again, that's the important part. But it was not. I was not up there most of the night, that's for sure.
And you were involved in that first early melee. I saw you spinning around in that. Did you take much damage? Any damage, or
No damage. Yeah, it was funny when I went to chase view. I could see the back deck lid was a little askew, but the F9 said no damage. So, yeah, I did 4 tires and a 13-second pit stop, so I knew I was fine. Yeah, it said no damage, but it looked like it. Maybe there's a little bit, but it was so minor it didn't even register in the game.
With the damage that all of you guys had, the top 3 there, and granted, you pitted, took a little less fuel, got out there in the lead. The guys behind you, they were coming. RJ Cabana was 2.6 seconds behind, Jonte Ricci there, and coming. So, you know what I mean? It was behind you guys. So they were coming. Fortunately, they ran out of laps to do that. But great strategy, and guys got you guys out there out the front. We were joking around as wondering, wow, is Josh here just to kind of help out Dante, and them guys win? Is he gonna lead them there and pull over at the end? And that got answered on the backstretch when you were making that thing 3 wide to make sure they weren't going to get by.
No, yeah, this isn't Formula One. I'm not here to help people, friends or not. I'm here to go for trophies, and everyone else can fend for themselves. I'll help guys that owe me, but still, I'm not going to lay down for anyone. I've got people I work with all the time on Thursdays, but I don't do the whole teammate thing where you're expected to follow. I'll leave my best friend, one to go. It's just the way you should do it. Now, obviously, guys that pay you favors, you pay them back. But yeah, I was going for it, and luckily for me, the guy behind me was so heavily damaged that when he made a move, I had time to make the block. Yeah, you can just see how good Grant is. A car that's total trash. Looks like it should be in a junkyard, and he's fighting for the win anyway. So. Yeah. If it weren't for that, I'm sure those guys would have gotten around me. I'm sure of it. I think if Dante, maybe he was second, he'd probably gotten around me too. But yeah, it was really the luck of the draw. The guy behind you just was totally down on overall speed.
Or as the quote from Mike Skinner used to say, "I'd wreck my own mother to win a race." So
yeah, exactly.
One of my favorite drivers back in the day. So, next question: do we? This is third race of the season. There's still a few more of them. There's 10 races, so 7 more races. You gonna come back, see if you can't steal some more trophies?
Yeah, I told Ronnie let me know, and I know it goes on, but I told him, especially with like football going on, football season. I'm doing that. I work at home. I work on a computer all day long. I told the guys, so by the time Friday hits, I don't want to see a computer screen until I go back to work Monday. So the weekends are my time to get away, do something different, not sit at a computer. But it's snowing outside. There's nothing to watch. Well, there's the Rolex 24. I'll watch that later. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try to make some more of them. I don't know if it'll be a weekly thing, but usually I've got something going on Saturdays and Sundays, so I'm just not around. But yeah, it's a mess outside, so it was a perfect time to come in and run. Enjoyed it. Appreciate Ken and all the ASR guys welcome me in, and it started a little rough, but the rest of the race went really smooth.
So where are you located at? I just want to know how much snow you get and whether that's coming my way.
I'm in Indianapolis. They're saying 12 to 18. So we don't get that. We don't get those types of snow. So
We're supposed to get it Sunday. I'm up in Vermont. So
Okay.
Southern Vermont. We're supposed to get it starting Sunday all the way in through to Monday in there. I don't know. They were talking something like 12, 14 inches. So
Damn.
Yeah, and I know Bumby's up in Connecticut, and there's some guys up in the Northeast that are Brian showing can get a foot of snow, and it's like that's another weekend. But yeah, 6 to 10 inches here is nuts. A foot's never heard. It's unheard of, and 18 inches is like historic. So whatever it is, it's gonna be pretty bad. So I'm just hunkering down, and it's a perfect night to do it. And I was glad it came out. It was a fun race, and definitely liked the result.
2 years ago, first snowstorm, 42 inches.
Yeah,
No
we
way.
wouldn't get that
Yeah.
an entire season.
It didn't
Maybe
last
2
long.
seasons.
Didn't last long, but I got up and looked out the window, and my picture window, it was probably about 10 inches above my bottom of my picture window, and I could see somebody shoveling off my deck. I couldn't see who it was. I could just see snow flying in the air. I opened my door, and it is literally just a wall of snow right there.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, we get dustings, a few inches here or there, but 10-inch snow, that's big. A foot, I can't remember that ever happening in a day, and we may get a foot and a half, and that's just not. We just don't get that here.
Yep. So Blaine, you got a
Jeez.
question for Josh?
Well, I was going to say, you're in Indianapolis. I work for FedEx, right? So Memphis is our main hub. It's an airport. And Indy is our second largest hub on the planet. So I wonder if that's going to slow down production at the SOAR facility in Indianapolis. But, yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. So anyway, getting the big one happens in like the first 3 laps or whatever it was. I didn't think we were going to see the top 3 guys that were involved in a couple of those wrecks be able to pull out the top 3s. I'm just saying, with all the big wrecks tonight, you're probably just happy this isn't RTG and you don't have to be in the post-race review room.
Yeah, I tell you what, one of the best things about going somewhere else or even racing Monday, Wednesday when you're just one of the guys is when the race is over, your job's done.
Go home.
I love that. I'm not sitting there thinking, how am I going to call this or what are we going to argue about with that? I don't envy. I think they're down there now, probably doing that right now, it looks like. But I totally enjoy just being able to show up as a driver, do my race, and then I'm done. I got nothing else to do. So I enjoy that part of it.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought about. I was like, yes, the race is over. You could just shut her down and do what you got to do. But yeah, man, it's good to see you out here. It's awesome to see all the different faces that show up on Saturdays.
Gotta get some more guys from RTG.
I'll have Ken maybe mention the Thursday drivers meeting and keep pulling some guys out. I think a lot of guys hopefully will be free on a Saturday night. So they had 30-some drivers tonight, so they're starting to pack it pretty good in here, and that's a good sign.
Yeah,
I enjoyed racing with you guys on Monday, but unfortunately, I can't remember what mod it was that you guys had, but at that time I hadn't redone the computer and my frame rates just kept taking a hit. It was hard to race, when you're not getting the good frame rates, and I just kind of said I got to stop.
The Bare Bones series. That's Monday, right? Bare Bones.
It was fun. It was fun racing with you guys. It was a great group of guys. I had a lot of fun with it, but it was just it was the frame rates that took me out of that from doing it.
Yeah,
that sounds like a Weston problem. That's what that sounds like, Rod. Fix your computer.
Yeah, I did. Since then I have, but I just haven't really got back into racing. But all right, Josh. So I'm going to give you a chance to thank anybody you want to thank. The floor is yours.
Yeah, well, just obviously thanks to Ken and everyone at ASR for inviting us. Rodney helped me out, get me set up with the core, and get everything ready for tonight. Appreciate it. And I'll try to be making more of these. It's hit and miss. Like I said, I'm usually not around on the weekends anyway. But if I'm home, there's another snowstorm next week. I'll be here next week. Thanks to you guys, Blaine. Love having you and FRN guys combined on Thursdays.
That's a lot of
broadcasts
fun,
are so fun. Yeah, they're so fun. The drivers here tonight, I recognize most, but not all. So it's always fun to run with some new drivers and, get to do that every often in a 20-plus-year-old game. And thanks to the RTG guys, Tim and Rodney, my Thursday co-admins, were here tonight. Suffered not. So, I think Rodney had a rough go. Tim, I think his pit crew screwed him at the end there. Just appreciate everyone that runs this series here and all my guys back at RTG, and can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast.
Very, very cool. So there you go. Tonight's winner, Josh Metallic, says he's going to come back and steal a few more of them. So I believe he can do that. So congratulations on the win tonight. And hopefully we'll see you maybe next Saturday. You'll be right back out here and come up and have another interview with us.
Thanks, Rod. Good to talk to you again.
Thanks, Josh. Have a good night, man.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you, Blaine.
There he is. Josh Metallic comes out here and wins the thing. Why not, eh?
Yeah, why not? That was kind of funny. I thought I was kind of questioning whether or not he would be, a team player or out there for himself. And we knew that. I loved that.
You
that was
asked
awesome.
him. He's like, "Yeah, I will leave my best friend on the last lap to take the trophy." That's the way to do it, though. Like you got to race to win. You can't, and it's so hard to win these races. Like we've been racing in here for decades now, like 2 decades. This thing's been around, and it's like it doesn't matter how good you are. There's always somebody who's better. And if you can take a win and add that to the column of wins, you got to do it.
But on top of that, 3 cars that were, some of them were damaged pretty good, whatever, are all in the top 3. Yeah, they weren't walking away with it. They were, the guys behind them were coming, but their strategy was right. They pulled the right strategy. They got out there together. Unfortunately for, here we go. Mark Paglia had a little bit of trouble there with a speeding penalty where and he got out of that group. I think that would have been made for a little bit more different race. I don't think the guys behind him would have caught him as much. And then who knows, Paglia could have gone and pushed somebody or made it a little more exciting. But hey, all in all, it was a pretty good race.
Well, and we talk about it too. Like even if you're damaged, it might be worth staying out there still running. So you have the big one on like the 3rd lap. Those guys raced another 63 laps to the win, and all 3 of them were involved in it, and it's like, oh man, what a dumb race, and then just quit. Well, those 3 guys were involved in that wreck and didn't say that, stayed out there and ran the thing, and ended up being 1, 2, 3 with damage from the big wreck on the initial, I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd lap. That's a long race to fight damage and end up getting, podium finishes. So it's worth staying out there.
Ken Roberts, Doug Hillick, Bobby Farrell, them guys never gave up either. Even though they were laps down, they just kept going and just kept, just get as many as you can.
Ken's car was demolished. Like, Grant had no trunk, but I don't even know if there was a straight panel on Ken's whole car.
No.
He was running 150-mile-an-hour laps. He's like 30 miles an hour off pace, but he's out there clicking and getting those points.
Roberts, Hillick, Chuck McClure, and Bobby Farrell. McClure
was another one.
Together.
Yeah.
And Bobby Farrell's car looked the best out of all of them, but I mean, he was beat up just as much. He didn't have, the appearance damage on it like the rest of them guys did. They never gave up, just kept going, and that's what you got to do. If you want to come in here and attempt to do a 10-race series and possibly try to go for that championship, you can never give up. Just keep going.
Yeah, put the laps in. We all dedicate a lot of time to this thing and have for years. So yeah, it makes sense to just, I'm here. I'll also go for a drive.
Yeah.
But you can see the schedule up on the screen there. We'll be back here doing this late on Monday. It'll be 10 to 10:15 when this broadcast goes live on a Monday night, but it's a doubleheader. Hillside and Dragon at
no RV there yet. We'll be over there at Open Speedway. Then you'll be back to RTG. Be back to RTG on Thursday. We'll be back here next Saturday. Then sometime I got to remember the date. I got to we got to get together on that. But we do have a Wednesday night one coming up. But yeah, it'll be fun. And the week after that, we'll get back to the RV there yet, and hopefully, we believe it's the swamp we're headed to. We'll see where we end up.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. But anyway, as always, thanks to everybody who watched in the YouTube channel and was doing all the commenting, and thanks to everybody for, doing that. It's always fun to see who interacts with this live. Of course, anybody who's watching the replay, big thanks there too. And ASR, the All-Star Racing League, thanks for having Tarnation TV do your broadcasting. David Chin, Brian Wolf, Bryant Motorsports for sponsoring the whole entire thing. And of course,
Corey Woff driving the pace car tonight.
Yes, Corey Woff was driving the pace car tonight. There it is. Forgot about to say thanks to Corey. Did a great job keeping everybody at 70 mile per hour. But yeah, man, you have any closing thoughts?
No, just I love broadcasting with these guys. It's a lot of fun. Looking forward to see what it's going to be like with the guys over at Open Speedway. Know a few of the guys over there, so that should be fun. Shouldn't butcher too many names, I hope not. And just having fun being up here in the booth with you on a Saturday night. So, I like this one. It's good. I can't wait to be here next week, see what happens.
Yeah, a lot of fun here on a Saturday, and I guess we'll see everybody on Monday. We'll do some IROC racing and do the double header with Open, and we'll see you here on Monday. Thanks for watching. As always, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.